Tom Dugan. I build in North Carolina, and I built my first one in 2010 and never looked back.
VanVleet from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Been with the organization for, we keep arguing, 12 years, we're gonna say. Operation manager, handle everything in the field.
Eric Zeigler, Executive Vice President of Landmark Homes. I've been with Landmark since 2019. We build about 250 to 300 homes a year in central Pennsylvania. Anything in the ground would be a superior wall basement. We had been using block foundations before. I had a lot of moisture issues, effervescence, and just you couldn't control it. Superior walls fixed a lot of customer issues, a lot of problems, and it just gives a really nice finish in the basement, that it's clean.
Like I said, I started with them 12 years ago. The company's been using them 18 to 20 years. I'll be honest, I worked at a lumberyard before with builders, and everyone was bored. So coming into the company, I was kind of skeptical, but I mean, it didn't take long to switch over. I mean, everything worked great. We love it because we build very energy efficient, and with the extra foam and stuff on the walls, it's an awesome process.
Spoken to many of you probably, you can't start doing above grade or any whole house with this kind of a product without it just automatically you moving into energy efficiency, indoor air quality, insulation of the whole building. It has opened my horizons up to much, much more than just the building of the house itself. I have to know so much more about the whole building cycle.
We're able to set a wall on Monday, and we're framing on Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, we're not waiting the 2 extra weeks that they need to cure a poured wall. We can keep with our schedules, you know, from setting a wall to framed up and ready for subs is 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So it's awesome.
You know, a lot of the production builders use poured in place walls, right? And I mean, depending on, you know, so in Pennsylvania, we have like 2,500 municipalities, and each municipality kind of adopts their own thing and code, and you gotta look at soil types, and it's kind of a pain. So when you go to like a poured in place wall, like it kind of drives the sizing of it. So Superior kind of simplifies that. Like you have the XI wall that just kind of works with that. But the other benefit is you come in, you guys set it in half a day and you're out. You don't have to wait a week for backfill, or you don't have excavators in like July say, 3 days is good, and you have green walls you're trying to backfill to keep the production schedule. I think it's nice, it's clean, it's easy.
I would like to offer that one of the greatest satisfactions I get is when you go into a new municipality or jurisdiction, the pushback from inspectors that are fairly common if they haven't had a chance to work with it, and seeing them become advocates and rave about it afterwards is phenomenal. I've had inspectors that were new in the little town get out of the truck. I meet them out front, and they got this big smile and said, "Darn, I've been dying to see one of your houses. I'm really excited." Having an inspector excited to see your work, that's a real plus, I'll tell you what.
It's easier to convince a client, you know, the customer. We bring them, like we have parade of homes, they can come down, and you kind of know the people that they'll come down and they'll go, "Hey, what kind of foundation do you use?" So we'll take them down there and we'll walk through it. And you talk about the energy efficient, we talk about the process and the ability of when they finish the house, what they can do easily to do it.
You know, the builder's probably gonna look at the holistic system and say, what are the options? In that case, we get the standard, I think, XI wall. And then if it's not backfilled and exposed, I think more than 1/3 of it, and we have to hang, you know, traditional insulation inside it. But I mean, cost is very important to us. You know, for every, $1,000 we can pull out of a house, it probably saves, customers multiple of that.
But I can add insulation to your wall for pennies. It is, the structure is so easy. I've started adding R15 bats to mine just because I think it might be all right. It helps me in having energy checks that I can save money somewhere else. And I use a wire bail to hold it off that foil so I don't lose the radiant. I love the radiant, but I can add 15 to that thing, and I got an R31 wall. A res check lets me cut insulation out of the ceiling now. It's a win for everybody.
The temperature never changes year round. It's consistently through. So, and we go to a poured wall, you know what I mean, the walls still get cold and off. But yeah, I don't have a damper in my basement, and it stays consistently this right temperature all year round. And right now we're at 9 degrees back home, and we get all the way up, so.
I maintain friendships with virtually every owner that I've built for. Customer satisfaction is extremely high.
We just get the phone calls, you know. We don't finish very many basements right off the bat, and you get the phone call. It was so much easier when we finished the basement. You know what I mean? Everything was set to go, and they love the whole process. So that's the phone calls we do get. And it is, when we do finish the basements, it's simple. You run all the wires through the holes that they're already drilled, and it's just one step. It's awesome.